Hello, welcome back. This is Andres. So we're here again with a follow-up video or follow-up progress check-in, shall we say. It's just gone past, well, it's actually 12:30 at night. I just did a workout and I wanted to get this video in today just because I checked my stats earlier today, and I'll explain why potentially I've taken so long to get to here. But the point is, yeah, got a workout in. I thought, let me get this done. I can either do it in this outfit or get it done in my pajamas. Yeah, so I went with option 1. It technically is the 20th of June now, which puts it at day 20. I should know this. 22, 23. I'm sure I'll fix that in the title. But yeah. So essentially 3 weeks in. So I'll weigh myself today. Stats are, I've decreased. I've lost a kilo. So this is a kilo from my last check-in video where I said I'd gained 1.5 kilos. So I've actually lost a kilo. Now, according to the body fat scale, or the just normal weighing scale, which has the body fat and a smart scale, that's what it's called. I've lost about 600 grams of muscle. Not so good. And then I guess the rest of it as fat, I've lost apparently 0.2% fat. So okay, all right, in terms of the goal, in terms of the trend, I'm going in the right direction. Now, losing a kilo of body weight is a bit odd, especially having gained 1.5 kilos. So I do think there was some weird fluctuation going on there. I mentioned previously that I started taking creatine, and I have experienced in the past occasions where, yeah, my weight does fluctuate at the starting stages of me consuming it. So potentially that's what may have happened. Maybe it just increased and then decreased. I'm not sure. But point is, I'm back down to on the right track. Back down to almost what I was weighing before. Not quite there, but it's fine. In terms of exercises, since my last video where I mentioned things weren't going very well, this week has actually been really good. So on Tuesday I actually went to a friend's house where I biked. It was about a 45-minute bike ride, which was like moderate to high intensity, just because I just had energy. So I pushed quite hard. It was also early afternoon and then late evening, or late night rather, so it was actually really pleasant to cycle. So that was really good. The following day, so on the Wednesday, I did a 5k run, a sub 30-minute 5k run, which is great because it's obviously a minute faster than my previous attempt. So that was really good. Yesterday I did some resistance training, so I did a slight variation. I took out all the leg exercises. I mean, it was just squats and lunges, but I took them out just because obviously I was struggling with the running and resistance training exercises for my legs, back to back. That wasn't working out very well for me, so I took that out, replaced the exercises with 3 others, which I'll put just quickly here what those exercises were. The routine, once again, it's a similar concept as my previous routine. It's all giant sets for rounds. So I just did 3 rounds of all those exercises listed there for those reps. And that was really good. I'm feeling a bit sore today, so that's great news. It means that I did use the muscles intended to the level intended, so that's fantastic. And as mentioned, I just did a quick treadmill brisk walk. So I wanted to do a zone 2 exercise routine today. And as it turns out, my zone 2 currently is at a very brisk walk. It's according to the machine treadmill, it's 8 kilometers per hour. That's a fast walk for me, but that's a walk. I tried to run it, but it feels very unnatural for me. If I was going 9 kilometers, then it's a jog. It still feels a bit weird. I'm probably 10 kilometers now. Is more of a run for me. That feels more like a run. Anything lower, I feel like my legs want to walk really fast as opposed to run. But hey, yeah, I'm not sure if that's the same for everyone else. Obviously, comment below if 8k is really fast, or like fast for a walk and it should be a jog or a run, or just say, comment if that's normal and I'm just overthinking it. So that was that. Yeah, so in terms of exercises, 4 days out of the 5 days. Monday, I believe I made that check-in video where I wasn't too pleased on my progress. So, since that happened, it's going quite well. so far so good. In terms of nutrition, my breakfasts have been standard, thankfully. I haven't had any disruption to those, so the last few days, standard breakfast, as mentioned in the previous video. What that is, it's the same breakfast. That's been really good. My dinner's pretty much the same, which consists usually of a protein. So these days it's either a chicken thigh, like one thigh, oven fried from the freezer into the air fryer, and some salad, maybe some rice. That's about it. Or I found that because I've had a craving for noodles, I actually had noodles for dinner today and yesterday. Now, I know noodles are a bit nutrient deficient, a bit, but you know, it is what I'm currently craving. It's got carbs, and I think they do help me, especially if I'm going to do some exercises later on. I did have a banana, so I've included those into my diet. I haven't had bananas in a long time. Yes, fruit, amazing, right? So I've included that in. I think that probably gave me a bit of energy to do that walking session. So that's good. The other thing that's happened this week is my snacking has been reduced. However, it's currently the World Cup, and both England and Colombia played on the same day. Now, Colombia did play at 3 in the morning, whereas UK played, or England played at 9 p.m. So I watched both of those matches. I did wake up early for the 3 a.m. Match. And then for both of them, I essentially had beers, about 3 beers to be honest, and then 3 packet of crisps again. But, you know, I was enjoying myself. You're probably wondering why England and Colombia. Well, it's because obviously I'm English, but I'm also Colombian, originally from Colombia. So I do support both countries, you know, when the World Cup is around. You can imagine how difficult that becomes when they play against each other, but, you know, I'm always fingers crossed to make sure, or hoping that doesn't happen. So yeah, snacking on the down, but I'm still, you know, indulging, still have a few things. I'm mindful of it, that, you know, as time progresses, I should be phasing those out even more, but yeah, it's fine. It's a work in progress. I have had a few other things throughout the day. Like, I think I had a donut one of the days, like 2 days ago, I think. So that was another snack I had. Maybe a wafer once another day. So, you know, there are things there. What I will say is that I'm having 2 meals, so breakfast, dinner, and then in between, which is usually a coffee and maybe a pastry, or maybe just coffee by itself. So I'm phasing out the pastry side of things, or seeing what else I can replace it with. Maybe a banana. I had a coffee and then a banana. I don't know if that's a good combination, but hey, I had a coffee, then I had something to eat, so it works for me. So nutrition-wise, yeah, okay, all right. I think, you know, in terms of reducing food intake or calories, like I said, I'm not counting calories, but I'm mindful of the calories. Reducing total calories without necessarily tracking them, I'm potentially going in the right direction. I just need to monitor it. You know, the idea is that I look at the trends, see if I'm going downwards, if I'm going in the right direction. If not, I need to rethink things, maybe look at what I've done in the previous week or so, and see what I need to do moving forward. So those are the progress in terms of general activity, stats. Another thing I'll mention about stats, I have been started taking my waist measurement, because the other thing that can happen is, you know, I might not lose too much weight, but I might start seeing reductions in my waist, which would be very interesting to see. So I've started taking notes of those. I'll probably start adding those into the maybe future videos. For now, we'll keep it, you know, basic weight measurements and maybe body fat measurements only. So the last thing I will mention, motivation. I mentioned I think my motivation wasn't very good. It wasn't where I thought it would be. My motivation has actually increased. It increased just by itself, which is great. I think I've just found a new kind of stride. However, today, and this is just an example of, you know, what happens today. The day started off at 6 in the morning with my dog unfortunately having what potentially was a minor stroke. Not the best way to start the day. I had to take him to the vets later on in the morning. Thankfully he's okay, he did recover. Things are going well. He's actually got some things with him. He's an older dog, he's 12 years old, going to be 13, so, you know, he's got a few things happening. But, you know, that's point is, that's how my day started. I think throughout the morning, early afternoon, didn't really know how today was going to finish. I felt like today would just disappear into the ether because my mind wasn't there. Obviously not the best time, you know, when these things happen, or any complications. And I just wanted to mention that because, you know, this is life. That's just one example. It's quite an extreme example of what can happen, but you know, you have things that come your way throughout the day, throughout the weeks, the months, that will derail you, that, you know, your mind will go somewhere else. It'll be thinking completely different about what you want to do, what the priorities are, and then potentially, you know, what the worries are, what the doubts are, and potentially negative thoughts. So yeah, thankfully, yeah, it was okay, so that was good, and I think that helped me kind of get on with the day, and I was actually productive. You know, I did quite a bit of editing for some prior videos I hadn't actually got round to. Did a workout. My nutrition was actually fine. I didn't actually derail. I didn't feel like I needed to eat badly to kind of feel better. Thankfully, that can happen. It has happened before, but you know, all in all, not the best. I will make, I think, a separate video on motivation in general, just about the things I've been doing to kind of just make sure my motivation stays as high as possible. Yeah, I'll add that to another video, just so that this one's more of a check-in in terms of yeah, this whole progress. But yeah, all in all, it's going well. Pretty decent week. I hope to get in a workout tomorrow. Sunday will take off because it's actually Father's Day, so I'll be with family celebrating that. But then, you know, after that, the next week is my final week before I go back to work. So next week I should hopefully be on track. Should try and stick to what I did this week to an extent, and then when I get to work, that's when things are going to get interesting. But yeah, thanks for joining, thanks for your time. Obviously leave any comments below and anything you'd like me to mention, any other details maybe I've missed, or anything you want me to expand on, and I'll be happy to do so. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day, and hopefully catch you on the next one. Bye.